drag and drop, or Python? That is the core decision you have to make when building machine learning models in Azure. In the context of the AI-900 exam, picking the wrong tool for a specific scenario will actively cost you points. But don't worry, after this video, you'll know exactly when to use Designer and when to use Notebooks. Microsoft structures the AI-900 around scenario-based questions. They want to see if you can evaluate a team's technical skills and project needs, then match them to the right Azure service. You will see prompts asking how a marketing analyst with no programming background should build a predictive model, right next to questions asking how a data science team can maintain absolute line-by-line control over a training script. Getting this distinction right is a reliable way to secure 2 to 3 marks on the test. Passing this section requires translating real-world project constraints into the correct architectural choice. No-code machine learning allows you to build, train, and test models without writing a single line of programming text. Instead of code, you use a visual canvas. You drag a dataset block onto your screen, draw a connection line to a training algorithm, and route it to an evaluation module. The data flows through the pipeline from ingestion to final prediction, bypassing Python completely. This approach is perfect for beginners who want to understand machine learning concepts without diving into coding. Inside the Azure ecosystem, the primary tool for this no-code approach is Azure Machine Learning Designer. Designer operates through a specific combination, a visual interface that handles the underlying logic through drag-and-drop actions. Think of Designer like building a presentation in PowerPoint. You don't write code, you organize visual blocks instead. Need to test an idea quickly? Mock up a fast prototype? Present a proof of concept to management? Designer gives beginners the fastest path to a working model by trading granular customization for visual simplicity. Code-based machine learning flips that dynamic. Here, you use programming languages, specifically Python, to explicitly dictate how your model behaves. You write scripts to clean and partition the data, like splitting it into an 80% training chunk and a 20% testing chunk. The main advantage is absolute control. You can tweak parameters, dictate logic branches, and define custom accuracy metrics. In Azure Machine Learning, this is done through Notebooks. Notebooks are interactive coding spaces where you can write, run, and visualize your ML scripts. Notebooks pair standard Python scripting with the full, granular control expected by data scientists. If Designer is PowerPoint, Notebooks are Microsoft Word. You write everything manually with total creative control. This is the environment for data scientists who need to import complex open-source libraries like scikit-learn or deploy tightly tuned models into production. You know coding, Python. You need full flexibility to customize models. Placing them side by side, the distinction is clear. Designer on the left provides a visual, structural approach for beginners. Notebooks on the right provide a code-based, highly detailed environment for data scientists. It is the difference between arranging pre-built slides and writing a custom manuscript. We can apply this logic to specific scenarios. You've never written a Python line but want to try predicting sales for next month. Use Azure ML Designer. Conversely, when a data scientist cleans complex data and fine-tunes parameters for a deep learning algorithm, that requires the granular control of Notebooks. Scenario 3. You're preparing a quick demo for management. Use Designer. But if your team is deploying a real-time predictive model into a live application environment where strict performance constraints matter, you deploy using Notebooks. The correct tool choice is always a direct function of the user's technical skill level and their need for customization. We can now look at how these technical differences dictate the correct choice in a testing environment. When you encounter a project that explicitly highlights a lack of coding experience, the solution is built around Designer's modules. On the other hand, if a scenario emphasizes the need for deep customization or specific Python libraries, the logic points directly to Notebooks. Designer for simplicity, Notebooks for flexibility. Applying this distinction helps filter out incorrect options and aligns with how Microsoft evaluates your understanding of these services. If you want to practice real AI-900 questions, check the link in the description below. Let's see how this works in practice. Question 1. Which Azure tool lets you build models by dragging and dropping modules? That is Azure ML Designer. Question 2. You need to write Python code to maintain full control over the ML pipeline. Which tool should you use? The answer is Notebooks. Question 3. You are building a quick prototype and have absolutely no coding experience. Which tool fits best? That points right back to Designer. Check out the study materials in the description and hit subscribe for more direct concept-by-concept breakdowns for the AI-900. Next time, we will look at Azure Auto ML and how it selects algorithms automatically for your data. Remember the rule: Designer equals visual simplicity, Notebooks equals coding flexibility.